G'day guys, Steve Morgan here from Australian Bass Tournaments with the winners of the 2017 Mercury BREAM Queensland Open. It's Team Samurai Reaction, and this is a team, you've had a lot of firsts, you've had a lot of seconds. How many times have you guys ever finished out of the top five?
Once.
And what happened that year?
We came dead last.
Look, let's just go through the results. You caught 3.85 kilos on day one, a great bag of 4.07 kilos on day two in the Brisbane River, and then today you finished it off with your smallest bag of the tournament, 2.38 kilos. Guys, the story of today for me was the fact that Sharpie and Eldred, they had you hooked. They had you thinking they had a great big bag there, and it wasn't until just before the weigh-in you found out. Were you a bit nervous on the way back from the Gold Coast?
Yeah, we're not nervous. We were just really deflated. We were like, oh, well, we did all we could do, but it just sucks to be in such a good position and someone come back with a great bag like that. And we thought, well, we've made the wrong decision. We should have gone north. And we said, always go north from now on, but maybe not.
And then you put the bag on the scales and it's like, never go north, always go to the Nerang. Now, Dave, look, it wasn't unexpected that you guys brought in a near 4 kilo bag from the Southern Bay, because that's your bread and butter, that southern place. But what I think was really exciting for me is the fact that an over 4 kilo bag and the biggest limit of the tournament came out of the Brisbane River. Run us through that day.
Yeah, we as you know, you fished a spot in the Brisbane River that and you didn't fish it on day two, and you told us about it, and we went there thinking that we'd just get some small fish, and
that's right, I'm holding.
Oh yeah, right. We just get some small fish and get a bag together, because we were genuinely worried that we wouldn't get a bag out of the Brisbane River. We haven't fished the Brisbane River before, and rocked up and got a few small fish early, and then just got a cracker. And we're like, well, we've got to stay here until we run this place dry. And just got good fish after good fish. It was ridiculous. It was. I wish we had the camera on the boat, because it would have been great viewing.
Well, I didn't just tell you guys. I told everyone, because I put it up on Facebook the night before, and it's a part of ABT's motto, "Who shares wins." That we have more and more boats on the water with cameras, and you guys that are good at doing what you do, it doesn't really hurt you to show people where you fish or how you're fishing, because you've been doing it for so long and you know when to fish the spots. So I think you'll find that even though people know that spot's there, not everyone would have caught the same fish out of it. So Tristo, how long did you spend on that in that one little spot on the second day?
Oh, I think we were there for about 3 hours, but yeah, it was awesome because there's two openings to it. Just keep going from one side to the other, and it was almost like every time you went back around, there's fish there again.
I think it's a spot where the fish recharge because they move out from the river and onto those flats. It's a bit of a highway for them, and it's a nice, it's a shady spot in that sunny old river.
Yep, and we were just basically there until we stopped catching them, because we couldn't actually cast in underneath it. So if we could have stayed there all day, we probably would have. Would have been the most boring but fulfilling kind of fishing.
Now, let's talk about your techniques, and you throw nearly the same baits, the same rods, the same reels every year in this thing, and you always do well. Run us through the techniques that you use and the lures that you got, Dave.
Yeah, so we literally do the same thing every year, and I don't know why everyone else isn't doing it, because it works every year. But for the Moreton Bay, if you're fishing flats, which is what we do, we're fishing atomic cranks and usually surface as well. But this year we didn't fish any surface.
Have a look at these fellas.
So we're fishing the deep and the mid atomic crank at 38s. We're using natural colours. We sort of mix up the colours. We're not too fussed on colours, but it's usually a sort of transparent natural colour. Ghost gill browns, I think, what caught most of the fish this time. We usually change the hooks to the Gamakatsu wide gaps on the back, because they're really sticky. We catch a lot more fish, particularly this comp, because they were biting a bit funny on day one. Even though we caught a good bag, they weren't biting hard. They were biting really sort of finicky, and we were just, I think because we changed the hooks, we just stuck more fish. Leaders wise, we use 6 pound. We tie an FG knot to 6 pound Unitica Aga. We don't find that with an FG knot, you just can't, you don't break it. Like, we're using about a rod length of leader, and we keep our rods high. As soon as we hook a fish, the rod goes in the air, and you just wind them in, and they very, very rarely bust you. We probably lost one fish to like a genuine bust off on day one. And yeah, we lose very few fish on the flats, whereas, you know, obviously if you're fishing heavy structure and things, it might be a bit different, but that's not what we're used to, and that's not how we fish.
Now, you didn't lose many fish on day one. Day two, what happened then?
Oh, day 2, we only lost one good fish, I believe, and Dave got absolutely drilled by this fish, and it just went straight back in, and he was like trying to get this thing out, like dancing with it, and then it just went around this corner, and we were like, it's gone.
Now, run us through the Samurai Reaction rod you're using, because it's your team naming sponsor, and they obviously make a great product.
Yeah, these are great. I've been using these since the 2008 ABT Grand Final on the Gold Coast. That's when they just came out, and from the very first time I used them, they were just perfect. Like, excellent for any like bay fishing that we do. I really love the Reaction 201, and basically the one piece is my choice. Very fast taper, and yeah, casting hard bodies, casting top water, perfect.
You guys have definitely got a good system in place, and you are the team to beat when it comes to this event. Congratulations. Are there any sponsors that you'd really like to thank?
Obviously, Samurai, who've been with us since the start of the Queensland Open ones. We've always fished with Atomic and Unitica. Yeah, Frogley's Offshore is the company that brings all these in, and they've been very good to us over the years.
Yep. Well, congratulations, guys. I'm going to get my cameraman to finish off this segment with a shot of this fantastic trophy, which is probably 3.5 feet high. Congratulations, guys. Team Samurai Reaction winning the Mercury Queensland Open.